Heart to Heart, a Catholic media ministry, presents Season of Joy, Reflections for the 50 Days of Easter.
Today's reflection is by Alan Hunt. Alan serves as senior advisor and partners with Matthew Kelly to lead the Dynamic Catholic Institute. A best-selling author, Alan is married to Anita. They have 2 grown daughters, 2 sons-in-law, and 7 grandchildren. Now let's listen to today's scripture, on which Alan will then reflect.
The Holy Gospel according to John. On the first day of the week, Mary of Magdala came to the tomb early in the morning while it was still dark, and saw the stone removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and to the other disciple whom Jesus loved, and told them, "They have taken the Lord from the tomb, and we don't know where they put him." So Peter and the other disciple went out and came to the tomb. They both ran, but the other disciple ran faster than Peter and arrived at the tomb first. He bent down and saw the burial cloths there, but did not go in. When Simon Peter arrived after him, he went into the tomb and saw the burial cloths there, and the cloth that had covered his head, not with the burial cloths, but rolled up in a separate place. Then the other disciple also went in, the one who had arrived at the tomb first, and he saw and believed. For they did not yet understand the scripture that he had to rise from the dead. The Gospel of the Lord.
Easter is the main event. If you don't believe in the resurrection, then you're not a believer. A character in a novel says those words, and he's right. We are the people of the resurrection. We are the people of the empty tomb. In fact, Jesus wasn't much into funerals, caskets, and tombstones at all. Jesus did resurrections, not burials. So much so that Easter defines who we are. We believe that Jesus actually, literally, physically rose from the dead. He transformed death into life. Better yet, we believe he will do that for us, too. And that conviction changes everything. It changes the way we live every day, because we really are Easter people. Pope Francis said the resurrection offers us the greatest hope because it opens our lives and the life of the world to God's eternal future, to complete happiness, to the certainty that evil, sin, and death can be conquered. This leads us to living our everyday lives more confidently, to facing each day courageously and with commitment. In other words, we are Easter people. We know that life conquers death. Grace conquers sin. Courage conquers cowardice. And faith conquers fear. So let me ask you, do your beliefs in the resurrection affect the way you live your life? Is there an area of your life that needs resurrection or needs new life from Jesus? A relationship that needs fear to be erased and boldness to be infused? Or maybe an addiction that has destroyed a part of you or your life? Or perhaps greed or materialism that snuck in and robbed you of your joy? Do you know your neighbors, or have you shut them out? Or maybe something else? Spend 5 minutes each day for 3 days. 5 minutes each day for 3 days in prayer for that one fearful area of your life. Enter the classroom of silence. Listen for how God speaks to you and how he desires to turn what appears to be dead into the living. Invite him to fill you with the courage and commitment Pope Francis points us toward. Dietrich Bonhoeffer was a Lutheran pastor, and he was a part of a group of Christians who stood up to Adolf Hitler in Nazi Germany. Bonhoeffer really helped create a resistance by organizing an underground church that refused to obey the Führer, Hitler. And Bonhoeffer became well known for his deep convictions and courage in the face of the greatest suffering and persecution imaginable. Eventually, Bonhoeffer's leadership decisions attracted Hitler's attention, and they landed Dietrich Bonhoeffer in prison. He was transferred a few times, and finally he arrived at the awful concentration camp known as Flossenburg. But even there, Dietrich Bonhoeffer continued to inspire the men all around him. He led prayer. He taught from Scripture. And he stood tall and bold against the moral evil of Hitler. But on a Sunday morning in April 1945, just as worship was ending, Dietrich Bonhoeffer was praying. The guards walked in and they shouted, "Bonhoeffer, come with us." The other Christians there gasped and got ashen looks on their faces because they knew what was about to happen. They were about to lose their leader. They knew Bonhoeffer was being led outside to be hanged. Death saturated the room. But Dietrich Bonhoeffer stood. He stood to follow the guards out to his death. And as he stepped out of the space with the other Christians, he spoke to his fellow prisoners and he fearlessly said, "This isn't the end. For me, it's just the beginning." This isn't the end. For me, it's just the beginning. Easter is the main event. We are the people of the empty tomb. We are a people of hope. Death is not the end. For us, it's the beginning. Why? Because we are Easter people.
We hope you've enjoyed today's Season of Joy reflection. Tune in tomorrow for the next edition in our Easter series. And if you haven't already joined our email list, visit htoh.us to sign up and receive more inspirational content delivered right to your inbox. May God bless your heart and the hearts of all your loved ones.